There is a specific haunting kind of silence that exists between a man and a woman who are standing on the edge of something great yet terrifying. It is the silence of uncertainty. You look at her and you don't just see a person, you see a possibility. You see a version of your future that looks brighter, warmer, and more complete than the one you are living right now. But then the shadow of doubt creeps in. It whispers to you in the middle of the night. It asks, does she feel it too, or is this all in my head? This doubt is paralyzed. It stops you from making a move, trapping you in the friend zone or the gray zone indefinitely. You analyze every text message, you overthink every smile, and you torture yourself with the fear of rejection. You tell yourself that if she loved you, she would say it. You tell yourself that if you had truly stolen her heart, it would be obvious. But you are wrong. You are looking for signs in a language you do not speak. You are expecting her to communicate like a man with direct logic and clear verbal confirmation. But female psychology, shaped by millions of years of evolution, does not operate on directness. It operates on subtlety. It operates on plausible deniability. Evolution has wired the female brain to be cautious, to protect the womb, to protect the heart, and to scream for the highest quality mate without giving away her power too soon. Therefore, she will never scream her love for you until she knows, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are hers. Instead of words, she uses signals. She screams her attraction through her subconscious behavior, her biological reactions, and her anxiety. These are signs that she cannot hide because she isn't even aware she's doing them. The tragedy of modern dating is not that men are unlovable, it is that men are blind. Right now, there is a high probability that you have already stolen her heart. But because you are missing the subtle cues, you are letting the connection fade, you are standing at the door of paradise, holding the key, but refusing to turn the lock because you are waiting for a written invitation that will never come. Today, we are going to end that confusion. We are going to dive into the deepest layers of female psychology to uncover the 10 undeniable signs that you are not just an option to her. You are the priority. These signs are based on evolutionary biology and behavioral psychology. Once you see them, you cannot unsee them. Before we begin, I need you to understand one thing. This knowledge is a responsibility. Once you realize she loves you, the burden of action shifts to you. If you are ready to stop guessing and start knowing, if you are ready to finally understand the woman you desire, pay close attention. This is not just a list. This is the map to her soul. In our modern society, women are under immense pressure to be perfect. From a young age, they are taught to be composed, to be polite, to be put together. Every time a woman walks out her front door, she puts on a psychological armor. She presents a curated version of herself to the world, her representative. This version of her smiles when she isn't happy, laughs when things aren't funny, and hides her pain to avoid appearing weak. She does this to survive in a world that often judges women harshly. To her friends, her colleagues, and even her casual dates, she is an impregnable fortress. She will never let them see the cracks in her armor. However, when you have stolen a woman's heart, a profound biological shift occurs. Her brain identifies you as a safe zone. And when a human being feels truly safe, the first thing they do is take off their armor. You will know you have her heart when she starts showing you the parts of herself that are not pretty. She will stop trying to impress you and start trying to reveal herself to you. This is the vulnerability shift. It is not just about her telling you a secret. It is about her handing you the power to hurt her, trusting implicitly that you will not use it. If she comes to you and admits that she feels like a fraud at work, or if she cries in front of you about a family issue, or if she lets you see her without her makeup in her old clothes looking messy and tired, this is not disrespect. This is the highest form of intimacy. She is subconsciously testing your capacity to handle her reality. She is asking, can this man handle my chaos? Can he handle the storm? Or does he only want the sunshine? Most men make the mistake of trying to fix her problems immediately, But she doesn't need a mechanic, she needs a witness. If she is sharing her trauma, her fears, and her ugly side with you, she has already mentally categorized you as her partner. She has moved you from the public circle to the private circle, a VIP section where only the man she truly loves is allowed to enter. Let's move away from emotions for a moment and look at hardwired biology. There is a phenomenon in neuroscience called the mirror neuron system. When we look at someone we are indifferent to, our brain processes them as an object in our environment. But when we look at someone we are deeply attracted to, someone we love, our brain tries to bridge the gap between me and you. It tries to synchronize our existence. This manifests as a sopra or mirroring. You might have heard that if you cross your legs, she crosses hers. That is surface level stuff. When you have stolen her heart, the mirroring goes much, much deeper. You need to observe her rhythm. A woman in love will subconsciously adjust her baseline biological functions to match yours. If you are a slow talker with a deep voice, watch how her speech pattern slows down when she is around you. If you are energetic and use your hands a lot, she will become more animated. Watch her breathing rate. If you are sitting close together, her breathing will often synchronize with yours. Watch her drinking habits. If you take a sip of your coffee, count to 3. If she instinctively reaches for her cup, it's not a coincidence. It is her reptilian brain screaming, "I am like him. We are one. We belong together." This mirroring extends to her vocabulary and her values. Have you ever noticed her using a specific slang word, a phrase, or a joke that is uniquely yours? Maybe she never used it before, but after spending time with you, she uses it with her friends. This is called identity imprinting. She is literally rewriting parts of her personality to include pieces of you. A woman only allows a man to influence her identity when she has already accepted him into her heart. By adopting your mannerisms and words, she is carrying a piece of you with her even when you are not there. It is a sign of deep subconscious submission to the bond between you. She wants the world to know on a subtle level that she has been influenced by you because she is proud to be associated with you. To understand this sign, you have to understand the economy of relationships. For a high-value woman, the most scarce resource she has is not money. It is time. A woman who is attractive and intelligent has options. She has friends demanding her attention. She has family obligations. She has her career. And likely she has other men trying to get into her schedule. Every hour she spends is an opportunity cost, meaning by doing one thing, she is losing the chance to do something else. When a woman is just interested in you, she will fit you into her schedule, where it is convenient. She will see you when she has nothing else to do. This is called filling time. But when you have stolen her heart, she stops filling time and starts making time. This is a critical distinction. If she is willing to rearrange her schedule, cancel plans with her friends, or lose sleep just to see you, she is making a massive investment in you. Pay attention to the inconvenience factor. Does she meet you even when it's raining and she hates the rain? Does she stay up talking to you on the phone until 3 a.m.? Even though she has a critical presentation at 8 a.m.? Logically, this makes no sense. It is detrimental to her health and her career, but love is not logical. Love is a force that overrides self-preservation. By sacrificing her sleep and her other options, she is sending a signal. The value of being near you outweighs the cost of my exhaustion. She's telling you that you are her dopamine source. No other activity, no other person gives her the feeling that you give her. If you see her making these small sacrifices, do not take them for granted. She is paying for your presence with the currency of her life, her time. Language is the window to the subconscious mind. The words we choose betray our deepest thoughts. When a woman views herself as a single entity, her language is singular. She talks about my plans, my future, and what I want to do. Even when she talks about doing things with you, she might say, "You and I should go there. There's still a separation. You and I, 2 distinct circles." But the moment you steal her heart, those 2 circles merge in her mind. Listen for the shift to the plural pronouns. She will start using the word we effortlessly, even for things that haven't happened yet. We would love that restaurant. We should travel there next year. That movie is definitely not for us. Notice what she's doing here. She is not asking your permission to be part of your future. She is assuming it. This is called future projection. Her brain is running a simulation of the next year, 5 years, or 10 years, and you are a permanent character. In that simulation, she talks about a wedding she has to attend 3 months from now and assumes you will be her date without even asking. She talks about buying a house or a dog and wonders what we would like. This is profound because women are natural planners. They do not waste mental energy planning a future with a man they view as temporary. If she is using way language, she has already psychologically hired you for the role of her long-term partner. She has closed the door on other options and is now focused on building a narrative where you and she are a team against the world. Society often tells us that jealousy is toxic or a sign of insecurity. While extreme jealousy is bad, evolutionary psychology tells us that a moderate amount of jealousy is a healthy, necessary sign of pair bonding. It is called mat guarding. When a woman feels she has found a high-value male, someone who has stolen her heart, her biological imperative is to ensure that no other female takes him away. However, because women are socialized to be polite and non-confrontational, you will rarely see her throw a tantrum. Instead, you will see micro-expressions of distress. Test this gently when you mention another woman, perhaps a female colleague or an old friend. Watch her eyes. Does the light leave her face for a split second? Does her mood shift from happy to quiet? Does she suddenly become very interested in the details of this other woman? Is she pretty? How long have you known her? What does she do? These questions are not curiosity. They are threat assessments. She is sizing up the competition. Watch her body language in social situations. If another woman is talking to you, does she come over and stand right next to you? Does she touch your arm or fix your collar in front of the other woman? This is territorial marking. She is non-verbally signaling to the other female, he is mine, back off. She might even make a joke about you being a ladies' man. But the joke is a defense mechanism to hide her fear of losing you. If she didn't care, she would be indifferent. Indifference is the opposite of love. If she shows you this subtle protective jealousy, it is because she values you intensely and is terrified of the idea that someone else might see in you what she sees in you. Let's talk about how the human brain filters reality. There is a part of the brain called the reticular activating system, RA. Its job is to filter out the millions of bits of data we are bombarded with every day, noise, colors, background conversations, and only let through what is important for our survival or our deep desires. For example, if you buy a red car, suddenly you see red cars everywhere. That is your RA at work. When a woman falls in love with you, you become the red car of her life. You become the primary focus of her RA. This means her brain begins to record and store every single detail about you with terrifying accuracy. You will know you have stolen her heart when she remembers things you don't even remember telling her. Maybe 3 months ago, in a passing comment, you mentioned that you loved a specific obscure brand of coffee, or that you had a scar on your knee from falling off a bike when you were 7. These are insignificant details to the rest of the world, but to her, they are treasures. If she shows up one day with that exact coffee, or if she asks, "How is your knee doing?" When you bump it, do not mistake this for simple politeness. This is a massive expenditure of mental energy. A woman's brain is a busy place. She does not have the storage space to remember the dietary preferences or childhood stories of casual acquaintances. If she is retaining this level of detail, it is because her brain has tagged you as high priority. She is studying you. She is collecting the pieces of the puzzle that make up your soul because she wants to understand you better than anyone else does. She is building a mental model of you so that she can anticipate your needs before you even speak them. This total recall is her way of saying, I see you, I hear you, and everything about you matters to me. You can lie with your words, you can fake a smile, you can even fake confidence. But there is one thing no human being can fake: their autonomic nervous system. When a woman is in the presence of a man she is deeply attracted to, a man who has stolen her heart, her body releases a potent cocktail of hormones: dopamine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline. This is the biological fight or flight response. But in the context of romance, it manifests as excited anxiety. This internal chemical storm forces her body to react in ways she cannot control. You just need to know where to look. The most obvious sign is the physiological flush. Look at her neck and her cheeks. When you compliment her or when you hold deep eye contact, does her skin turn pink? Blushing is an evolutionary signal of youth, fertility, and most importantly, genuine emotion. It is a physical admission that you have power over her. She is literally heating up because her heart rate has spiked just by being near you. If she is usually a cool, composed woman, but turns into a blushing teenager around you, you have broken through her defenses. Along with this, look for displacement activities. When adrenaline hits her system, she has excess energy that needs to escape. She will become fidgety. Watch her hands. Is she twisting her ring? Is she playing with her necklace? Is she smoothing out her dress repeatedly or tucking her hair behind her ear every few minutes? These are self-soothing behaviors. She is nervous, not the bad kind of nervous. She is experiencing arrest or positive stress. She cares so much about what you think of her that she cannot sit still. She wants to be perfect for you, and the perfect for pressure of that desire is making her body vibrate with energy. If she is clumsy, drops things, or stammers slightly when you are around, do not laugh. Recognize it for what it is: a biological confession of love. Most people in your life listen to you with the intent to respond. They are waiting for their turn to speak, or they are engaging in surface level small talk. They ask, "What do you do?" or "Where do you live?" These are logistical questions. But when a woman has given you her heart, she stops caring about the logistics and starts caring about the philosophy of your life. She moves from being an observer to being an explorer. She begins what I call the soul excavation. You will notice a shift in the quality of her questions. She will stop asking what and start asking why. She won't just ask, "What is your job?" She will ask, "Do you feel fulfilled by your work? Is this what you dreamed of as a child?" She will ask about your relationship with your parents, your biggest regrets, your deepest fears, and your wildest dreams. She is digging. She is trying to uncover the raw, unfiltered version of you that exists beneath the mask you wear for society. Why does she do this? Because she's checking the architecture of your soul to see if it is a safe place for her to live. She wants to know if your values align with hers. She wants to know your pain so she can heal it, and your dreams so she can support them. If you find yourself in a conversation with her at 2 a.m., telling her things you have never told your best friends, realize that this is not an accident. She has created a safe space for you to open up. She's consuming your thoughts because she is addicted to your mind. This intense curiosity is the hallmark of a woman who isn't just passing through your life. She wants to be the co-author of your story. This sign is often the most overlooked because it happens when you are under fire. In evolutionary terms, a couple is a team, a microtribe. When a woman commits her heart to a man, she develops a fierce protective instinct. You become an extension of her identity. Therefore, an attack on you is perceived as an attack on her. This manifests as the loyalty instinct. You will see this clearly in social settings when the world is not on your side. Imagine you are in a group of friends and someone makes a joke at your expense. It might be a harmless tease, or it might be a bit mean-spirited. Watch her reaction. Does she laugh along with the crowd to fit in, or does her face harden? Does she stay silent, or does she speak up to defend you? A woman who loves you will often risk social awkwardness to protect your dignity. She might say, "Actually, I think he's right." Or she might try to change the subject to take the heat off you. She is publicly aligning herself with you against the group. Even more telling is how she speaks about you when you are not there. You might not see this directly, but you will hear about it. Mutual friends might tell you she always speaks so highly of you, or she wouldn't let anyone say a bad word about you. This is her way of guarding your reputation. She is acting as your PR agent to the world. She wants others to see you through her eyes as a man of value, respect, and integrity. This kind of loyalty is rare. It requires courage. If she is willing to stand by you when you are wrong, or when you are failing, or when the world is against you, she has not just stolen your heart, she has pledged her allegiance to you. The final and most powerful sign is what I call the softening. In the modern world, many women, especially high-value, career-driven women, operate in their masculine energy. They have to be leaders, decision-makers, and fighters to succeed in their careers. They are used to being in control, but biology dictates that polarity creates attraction. When a strong, independent woman falls in love with a man she respects, she wants to rest in his feminine energy, she wants to take off the boss hat and put on the partner hat, you will know you have stolen her heart when she stops fighting you for control and starts trusting your lead. This doesn't mean she becomes weak. It means she becomes soft for you. She might be a CEO who runs a company of 500 people, but when she is with you, she asks, "Where are we going for dinner?" You decide. She stops trying to plan everything and lets you take the wheel. She leans into your touch. Her voice becomes gentler. Her body language becomes more fluid and open. This is a sign of ultimate trust. She is saying, I trust you enough to let down my guard. I trust your judgment enough to follow your lead. She is showing you a side of her femininity that she hides from the rest of the world because the world would eat her alive. But with you, she feels safe enough to be soft. If you notice that she is combative or competitive with everyone else, but gentle and cooperative with you, this is the victory flag. You have conquered her heart to the point where she feels safe enough to surrender control. This is the deepest compliment a woman can give a man. We have journeyed through the 10 layers of the female heart. We have discussed the vulnerability, the mirroring, the time sacrifice, the way, language, the jealousy, the memory, the physiological flush, the soul excavation, the loyalty, and finally, the softening. Now, I want you to sit in silence for a moment. Close your eyes if you have to replay the interactions you have had with that special woman in your life. Stop looking at her with the eyes of fear and insecurity. Look at her with the eyes of knowledge. How many times did she blush? How many times did she defend you? How many times did she ask you a question that pierced your soul and you just brushed it off? You have been blind, but now you can see. The reality is love is rarely a grand gesture with fireworks and speeches. Real love, the kind that lasts a lifetime, is hidden in these quiet biological moments. She has been screaming her love for you in silence, hoping, praying that you would be the man perceptive enough to hear it. Do not let this knowledge go to waste. The worst tragedy in life is not rejection, it is regret. It is the what if. That what if haunts you when you are old and gray. Do not be the man who let her slip away because he was too afraid to believe the signs. If you recognized even 3 or 4 of these signs, you have a green light. The door is open. Walk through it. If this video gave you the clarity you needed, if it gave you the courage to act, then do one thing for me. Subscribe to the channel. Join our brotherhood of men who are mastering the psychology of life and love. And hit the like button, not for the algorithm, but as a promise to yourself that you are done with the confusion. In the next video, we are going to talk about the 3 sentences that make her obsessed after you make your move. And you cannot afford to miss that. Until then, stay sharp, trust your instincts, and make Ardure